30.
Yeah.
The one in 7.7 Mike is like
functional.
3. Yeah. This one's just like a science project.
Yeah. Let's give it a look at it.
Nah, it's fine. I don't have I don't carry a watch. That's why, to note the departure time.
We're gonna see how today goes, but I think if you're comfortable after today,
yep.
Up to you on whether or not you want the mock truck ride. I'm gonna talk to Terry. If you want it, we'll do it.
Okay.
If you don't feel like you need it, I'm more than happy to sign you off.
Okay.
Because I'm that confident you'll pass.
Yeah.
So
okay.
We'll just throw that out there.
All right. Well, let's see how these see how my flight chops are on this flight, I guess.
You're gonna be fine.
Oh, midnight.
Yeah.
Jesus. Burning the candle at both ends, man.
That's the problem with night flying these days, man, is that, you know, to be able to do it.
Yeah, in the summertime, yeah.
Having it done, it's late. And we didn't even get where we were going, so.
You got a lot of other students like me close to Checkride? 4. That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot on you.
It is.
To try to get done.
It is a lot. But yeah. I mean, I'm doing the best I can do.
Yeah.
I'm kind of making my week for myself next week hellish because I'm starting to sleep, but that's alright. Oh man, I tried to go to DMV yesterday, and like the Social Security office, they got a new Social Security card. Got all the way down there, forgot my freaking wallet and my other pants.
Sounds like me.
So wasted that effort. Then I went to DMV and sat in line for an hour and a half. Couldn't do that because I had to go get my teeth cleaned. So I went to go get my teeth cleaned. And it's the first time I've been to a dentist in like 5 years. Oh,
nice that is.
So I sat down. They're like, "Oh, excited to be here." I'm like, "All I need is a phone call from the accountant, and my day will be complete." I didn't really get it. Just like, whatever.
Cool.
I was gonna say, Lord, I hope that's not the altimeter.
No, I was looking at the pressure altitude.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
got nice
high pressure,
today.
man. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, how do you want me to go about this?
Well, do you have that? Remember the card I printed for you? Do
yeah,
you have that?
I do.
So what I would do is just pull that out and leave it right there. So you're just going to kind of talk through every one of those lines in here.
Okay.
Except for, obviously, emergency survival kit and equipment, though you can make a mention if we're going to fly over water, you have life preservers for us or something.
Right, okay.
Shows you're thinking about it.
And there's no fire extinguisher in the plane?
Nope. Yeah, that's why I crossed it off.
Yep. Okay.
We're not required to have one either. She was like, "Oh, we're not required to have one?" No, we're not.
Okay, cool. All right, so let it begin then, I guess.
Let it begin.
Okay. So we're going to go on a cross-country flight today. I'd like you to have your seatbelt fastened. So in order to fasten your seatbelt, you already have it fastened, but I'll walk through it anyway. You take the metal device, or do I make you take it off and actually go through the process?
No, if he's already buckled it, that's fine.
Okay. So metal latch, you slip it in there. To secure it, to release, you just lift up on the lever. You also have a shoulder harness here that connects directly to the lap belt, and you can pull this tight. In the event we do need to exit the aircraft, I actually want you to leave the seatbelt on the entire time, for the entire duration of the flight today.
Okay.
But in the event we do need to exit the airplane for any reason, that's how you'll remove the belt. All right. Air vents in location. That's actually a good one because I barely use the air vents in this plane ever in my life.
All right. Down by the floor, you'll
Yep.
notice there's two little tabs.
Yep.
They open and close the floor vents.
Okay.
Additionally, you have, these are useless, but you do have vents right here that you can direct towards your face. On the ground, we have an electric fan that brings air through the scoop back there.
Okay.
Again, doesn't do much, but it's there. That's why we keep the door open. That's the best vent of all.
Got it. Okay. Exit doors. So in the event we do need to make an off-airport landing, there's 2 doors on this airplane. You have the primary door for entry and egress from the airplane. There's also a door behind the rear seat of the plane on your side.
What kind of door?
It's a cargo door.
Baggage door. Yeah.
Baggage door.
I wish we could have a cargo door in this thing. Wouldn't that be nice? Yep, there are pallets loaded back there.
That's true.
All right.
So to operate the door, there's 2 locking mechanisms on the door. This opens and closes the main latch, and then over your head there's another latch that has an arrow. So if you want, you can pull that door closed. I'll show you how it closes.
You tell me how to do it.
Okay. So you'll pull it closed, push down on this lever, and twist that from the closed to the open position. To exit the door, it's just the reverse. You lift up on this lever, twist that to the open position, push out on the door, and it'll open.
Okay.
If we can't get out of this door for any reason, you can climb into the back baggage area there. To open that door, you're just going to put your back up against this bulkhead and push out with your feet, and the door will pop open.
Can we kick out a window if we had to?
Sure, if you could kick out a window.
Yeah.
Yeah. In an emergency, you can do whatever you need to do to get out of the plane.
Okay.
And we'll meet at the back of the plane once we exit.
Okay.
While we're in the plane, since we are flying VFR today, if there's any traffic, I'd like you to spot it and call it out for me. So we'll just constantly be scanning the skies for other traffic. And in the event you'd like to take control of the airplane, I want to make sure we have positive exchange of control. So if you need to control the airplane, you can say, I have the flight controls. I'll repeat, you have the flight controls, and you confirm you have the flight controls.
All right.
So we always have a positive exchange.
Okay.
Any questions?
Nope.
Okay.
I figured you probably want that. That was very good.
Thank you.
Real easy when you have that list, though, right?
Oh yeah, that makes it enormously
If you're nervous,
easy.
you just you go right through each one to the next.
Okay, before starting engine. So the brake set, brakes on, carburetor heat is off. Fuel selector, they're both full, we're on the left. Avionics is off. Throttle cracked open, master switch on. Electric fuel pump on. We have fuel pressure. Test them off. Next year we'll go to flow rich. We're going to give ourselves some primer today. Should do it.
Sometimes we're just playing 3 is the magic number, but try to and see if it works.
Okay. Clear prop! I think you might be right.
Try another one. At this point, I'd put in 2 now, because we already cranked some of the gas through. 1, 2, twist, pull, and start cranking.
There we go. A little backfire there. All right.
Check. Get out of here.
I hear you loud and clear.
Great, same here.
Okay, warm up mixture is already lean for taxi. Throttle is at 1,000. Exterior lights we have are light on there. Avionics master is on. Transponder is set to 1200. We'll get our radio set up here once it's done booting up.
If we're going to use this, kind of again do the self-test. So the left course indicator, which is here, right? That's half left.
Yep.
Vertical CDI, we don't use that, but it's half up.
Okay.
RMI, remember, I don't know if you ever had any of those questions on your private pilot, probably not.
No.
That is always going to be 135. So he's like, what does that mean? It's always 135. But notice the OBS is set for the course. So if you give that a spin to known heading, you see how well they agree.
Oh, I see.
So if you put in like 030, how close is that? Well, it's within 3, you know, ish. That looks pretty good. So now we've kind of seen how accurate is this in terms of how well they communicate. To say, well, what if we use the GPS with this? Right now, that'd make a difference, wouldn't it? So now we hit enter again. Make it our satellites, but we can set our radio to ground while we're sitting there.
121.6 is ground, 119.6 is tower, 12645 is ATIS.
There you go.
Cool.
Radar information, Lima 1253 Zulu weather. Wind 360 at 5. Weather's better than 5005. Temperature 13, dew point 03. Altimeter 3039. LD and visual approach in use, landing and departing runway 2. VFR departures entering Bradley Charlie airspace. Advise ground control prior to taxiing with your destination at an altitude or a transponder code assignment. Voluntary noise abatement procedures are in effect. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Lima.
Okay.
All right.
So we've got ATIS. We're ready to taxi. So the chocks are removed, tie downs are removed, and we'll check our brakes.
Okay.
So parking brake is released. Apply some throttle against the brakes. The airplane holds. Bring it back down, release my brakes. See if I can get it rolling. I can. And test the brakes. Would you like to test your brakes?
Sure. How the airplane?
Yeah, the airplane.
Full game?
Okay.
Good flight controls.
I have flight controls.
Good flight
Taxi
controls.
is clear. And we're clear on the left here. Clear on the right. And we're on ground, and we have information Lima.
Alright.
Right to ground, Cherokee 2476 Mike, coming out of midfield with Lima, ready to taxi.
Right 2476 Mike, Brandon Ground, good morning, runway 2. Taxi via Delta and Alpha, cross runway 29er.
Taxi via Delta to Alpha, clear cross 29er for runway 2, 2476 Mike. Okay, so Premier flight is here, right at midfield, so we're going to come out on Delta, which is straight ahead. We're going to runway 2, so we're going to take a right on Alpha. He cleared us across 29er, so we're going to still check for at base and final, but we're cleared across there. We'll do our run up over here at the end of Alpha.
Good. Doing the hotspots affect our route?
There are no hot spots down to runway 2.
Good, so just make sure to say the hotspot at the north end of the field doesn't affect us. Good.
Okay, okay. And I'm going to switch tanks before we taxi, so
All right.
fuel pump off. I've got good fuel pressure. I'm going to switch from left to right. Airplane runs, fuel pressure is good, so we're good there.
All right.
Okay. Wind's pretty much right down the runway right now.
So which way did you hold the controls?
So if the wind's right down the runway, I'm just going to hold forward elevator.
Well, they're coming across us, we go to the left, right?
Yep.
All the way to the left?
So, okay, yep.
Like it's crosswind, basically?
Yep, that's true.
Clear left, center, and right. And now that the winds are behind us, now you can go neutral, and that's fine.
Got it.
Good.
I hope I have a day like this for the check ride.
I hope you do too. Keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine. Say the worst thing you do with a check ride is let the nerves get to you. You know, it's an unusual experience for most people because there's nothing really to compare it to. But just focus on each task at hand and just fly. You know, and he's a very laid back guy. He's gonna make you feel at ease. You know what I mean? Now for taxi speed, would this be too fast?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. We'll slow down a little bit there, Mario. Perfect. There you go. Yeah, you kind of use the ground speed on there if you're like more than 11 or 12. That'd be too fast.
Okay.
Royals told me before you can tell someone's going to pass their check ride by the way they taxi. He's at that point.
2793, and then middle field parking, ready to go to runway 2 with Lima.
Alright.
Like
Eastern block this morning.
Good morning, runway 2, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 29er. Alpha, via Alpha.
Alright, we're coming up on runway 29 here, so I'm clearing my base and final for 29.
Welcome.
Looks good.
Clear on this side. Down. Runway looks good as well. So,
Alright.
and we're cleared across.
We'll probably take 29 this morning.
What's that?
Or probably take off from 29 this morning.
We'll probably take off from 29.
Yeah.
Oh, so we'll taxi out on the runway and then get 29?
Yep.
Okay, got it.
I got to land there last night because they have runway 2 closed
For this stuff over here?
yeah. I was fine with got to experience how much fun 29 is at night when you can't see the trees.
Yeah, that's true, huh? You got that dike
Ooh,
there.
it was something. Well, he's not really too familiar with the area here, flying in here, especially at night. So
Yeah.
I was like, "What do you think explode the that darkness there?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know, probably the river." And I was like, "Yeah,
Not exactly.
yeah."
All
We'll go a little more left.
Yep.
Great.
Perfect. Okay. So we'll do our ground check here. So
Yep.
bring our mixture up to full rich, and we'll throttle up to 2,000 feet on the brakes. And we'll check our magnetos here. So we'll start on the left, looking for an RPM drop of no more than 175, got about 50. And we get that RPM back. We'll check the right here. And again, about a 50 RPM, 75 RPM drop. And we get those RPMs back. Check our vacuum. We're at about 5 where we need to be. Oil temperatures in the green, just starting to come up. Oil pressure is good. Annunciator panel is good. Carburetor heat, we're looking for a drop in RPM. And we've got it, and I'm going to bring it down to idle, make sure we can run it idle with carb heat on. And it actually runs pretty well today with carb heat on. Back up to 1,000.
Radar ground money
Our electric fuel pump is
380
off.
November with
Fuel pressure is good with the fuel pump off. And we're back to 1,000 RPM.
All right.
Before takeoff
305
checklist,
November,
master
ground
switch is
center,
on,
position
flight
on the
instruments check, let's make sure we
05
got
November
these.
with the T's.
Altimeter was 3039.
305 November, thank you. Runway 2, taxi via Charlie and Alpha, cross runway 29er.
And we get 75 feet is the,
Correct. So that's definitely within spec. You got it.
Taxi Charlie to Alpha, cross 2905 November.
That's correct.
directional indicator set. Fuel selector, we're on the tank we're going to take off on. We switched back at the ramp. Electric fuel pump is on. We'll get our landing light and our wing lights as well. Engine gauges are still green. Carburetor heat is off. Seat backs are wrecked. Mixture is set to full rich for takeoff. Primer is locked. Belts and harnesses are fastened. Good. Empty seats are empty. Flaps, we'll talk about that for takeoff. Trim tab is neutral. Let me check my controls. Pardon my controls here. And we're free and clear on that. Sorry about the knee.
That's all right. I only have 2 of them for a reason.
External lights are all set. We'll get our transponder as well, set that to altitude. And you'll get the door when we're ready to go.
All right. We can use 2. It's fine. Just plan a short field takeoff from runway 2.
Short field takeoff for runway 2.
Tell you what, I want a short soft field takeoff from runway 2.
Short soft field, okay. So for a short and soft field takeoff, we're going to put in 2 notches of flaps, so 25 degrees. So normally for a short field, we would accelerate to a speed of 52, but since this is a soft field, we're going to try to get off the ground as soon as possible.
All right.
And stay in ground effect to get up to speed. Am I assuming a 50-foot obstacle?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So we'll accelerate up in ground effect to 52 knots, then climb past that obstacle. Once we get past that obstacle, we'll pitch forward and start to increase our airspeed up to 79 while we're working out the flaps, and then we'll pitch for VY 79 knots and do our climb out.
Okay.
That only took you 2 tries that time.
Yeah. Lucky me.
And are we going to do this, or are we just going to do maneuvers today?
Oh no. Well, yeah, we'll save it for the afternoon. Okay, for the afternoon.
Fair enough. What direction should we?
Oh, southwest.
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 All right. So I guess we're waiting on this guy.
Yeah, wait for him to move. Always look out to the left anytime before you move. Get that stern window while you're stopped. That's an easy thing to forget when it's warm out, but
Yep.
you want to take off with that open as much as I would like that.
All right, we're back up to tower here.
For tower, November 4624,
And we'll make our way up to the line.
249, the wind 050 at 5, clear to land, runway 2.
Clear land, runway 2, November 46249.
And we're in Tower Cherokee, 2476 Mike, holding short runway 2, ready for takeoff. Southwest.
And Cherokee 2476, November was it?
76 Mike, sir.
Okay, 76 Mike, hold short of the runway, traffic on final.
Hold short of runway 20, I got that traffic, 76 Mike.
Runway 2.
I'm sorry, runway 2, 76 Mike.
Good. For the tape, you want to have that on there, just in case.
The pilot then said he was holding short of the incorrect runway.
Right. When the NTSB does their report, right? Okay, and I didn't do an emergency checklist, but while we're waiting, let's talk about that.
Yep.
So
okay.
once we get on, we're doing a short soft field takeoff. If we can't develop full power, we're not going to go. If we can't get off the ground before the midfield of the runway here, we're going to retard the throttle and use the remainder of the runway to stop. Otherwise, we'll rotate at an earliest possible speed, climb out in ground effect. If we lose the engine below 1,000 feet, we're going to pitch for best glide 73 knots, straight ahead, looking for somewhere to put it down. Otherwise, we'll climb out. Once we get above 1,000 feet, if we lose our engine at that point, we'll make the turn back to the airport. The wind is favoring, looks like coming out of the left, so we'll make a turn to the left to make it back to the airport.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, do that when you're back there.
Yeah, yep.
Good that you remembered.
Cherokee 20476, Mike, line up and wait runway 2.
Line up and wait, runway 2, 76 Mike. Alright, so we'll see if we can do this without stopping, but he wants us to wait, so we'll go full back on the elevator here. You may have to stop for that traffic. So short soft field, I want to use all the runway. I'm clearing my base and final on my right here.
Okay.
Cessna 249, turn left
got that
on
traffic
Charlie
on the
and
runway.
contact ground point 6.
Turn left on Charlie and contact ground. On what frequency? Say that again, please.
121.6.
121.6, thank you very much.
And I'll come to a stop here.
I'll let it kind of roll slowly for you if you want.
Mike, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 76 Mike. Alright, so we're going to go full power, feet to the floor. Let that nose come up. There it is. Right rudder.
Push that nose over, push that nose over. There you go, now's your 52. Hold that till you get your 50 feet.
There's my 50 feet now.
Good morning, Brandon Tower. Warrior 32793. A whole short line. Ready to take off, heading south.
And
32793,
Taps
Brandon,
are out.
runway 2, you're clear for takeoff.
there's my 79.
Yeah, for takeoff. 32793, thank you.
Tower, Archer 222 Kilo Sierra reporting 2 mile base, runway 2.
Arch 2, Kilo Sierra, traffic's departing, taking the runway now. Runway 2, you're clear for takeoff.
Would that be cleared for landing?
I'm sorry. Yes, you're clear to land.
For land, Kilo
Everyone's having a day today.
Yeah, 517 Alpha, you're number 2, following Cherokee ahead to your left, about 11 o'clock, turning base.
Looking for traffic, 517 Alpha.
Alright, southwest. Well, he didn't give me a turn.
Nope, so there's 700. Look left, clear left, turn left.
Look left, clear left, turn left.
Kind of the one that would make the most sense, you know?
Yep.
Traffic inside, 517 Alpha.
517 Alpha, thank you. You're number 2, following that Cherokee.
And you may climb up to an altitude of 3,000 feet.
3,000.
517 Alpha, no, so you're number 2, just continue.
Traffic inside, actually, 517 Alpha.
Looking good.
Alright, we can do our timeout checklist here. So,
Good.
fuel pump off, landing lights off, we'll leave our beacon on. Flaps are retracted, we got our best rate. And electric fuel pumps off, external lights as desired, so we're climbing to 3,000.
Excellent.
And we have a horizon today.
I know. And the discernible one is that.
Around the spacing looks too close there. Just offset to the right.
and fly on the right side of the runway, please.
Actually, I'm gonna do 360 because I can't able to do short approach. I'm a student pilot.
Well, you don't need to do a short approach. You can just climb back up to 1,000 feet and just continue southbound, or correction, northbound, and re-enter the right downwind for runway 2.
I'll do that, 517 Alpha.
Oh boy. Yeah, this is why you make sure people are ready to go before you send them to their airports. Bad idea number 1, tell the tower what you're going to do after they tell you to do something else. Never going to go well.
10 miles southwest at 2,500 inbound with Lima. Cirrus 161,
right.
Delta Kilo, Brainerd.
That's Bradley traffic off there to the right.
2 mile final.
So that's what traffic looks like if you see any other planes.
Oh yeah?
And that was
That's big traffic.
right downwind 517 Alpha, sir.
That's affirmative. Make a right downwind. Turn right and enter the right downwind, and then give me a call when you're midfield.
Now we got to keep our eyes open because that Cirrus who just called him said he was 10 miles southwest.
Yep.
With and he's at the same altitude, 2,500 feet. So we're climbing above him. We should be, but we want to keep an eye out anyway.
And he's descending into Hartford, presumably.
Presumably. Sometimes guys in those Cirruses and faster airplanes will call out the altitude they want to be at instead of the altitude they actually are at. They'll be like, oh, descending to 2,500 when they're at 28.
Alright, there's my...
And a right turn to 250.
Alright, 1 second here, let me trim. right turn.
250, you got it. Now are we climbing?
What's that?
What's our altitude?
Yep.
You got 100 feet. So if you see that altitude starting to get off for even a second, fix it.
517, right midfield, runway 2, 4%, back to back.
517 Alpha, runway 2, clear to land.
2 clear to land, 517 Alpha.
Good, so do we have to be going 115 knots? No. So especially that's going to help you to slow down. Pick something in the 24 or 2,500 range and then leave it there.
Warrior 327993, clearing your ear is price at 2,500. 793, thank you. Talk to you later.
Hartford Tower, Cherokee 515 at Tango west of Milford, inbound with Lima, requesting touch and go.
515 Victor Tango Brainerd, report a 2 mile final for runway 2.
Report 2 mile final, runway 2, 515 Victor Tango.
Good. Yeah, be like zealous about that altitude because you only get 100 feet. So if you start seeing it change, get right on it. And if it starts to get off, just say you're correcting for it.
Okay.
That's the thing to do. Nothing's ever going to be perfect.
Right.
But if you don't say it first, if he knows you're cognizant of it and you're going to fix it, that's what makes the difference. All right, give me a right turn now to heading of 270.
270. And I brought the torture device just in case.
Oh no, I'm glad you did that. I saw that in the back there. I was like, ooh.
Masochist.
Man, I like it. Alright, how's every single maneuver start before we even get there?
Clear and turn.
Yes, sir.
Then contact ground point 6.
Charlie, contacting ground 517.
So you'd like clear entrance? Yeah. Okay. So we'll go to the left here. So we're going to do 90 degrees.
Actually, I want to stay in a pattern for first lap taxi back if you want me to do it with you.
And we're
Okay,
looking
if
for
you're gonna
traffic.
stay with me, yes, you can stay on this frequency, taxi to runway 2 via Alpha and cross runway 29.
We are Alpha 22, cross runway 2977 Alpha, thank you.
And we look good there.
Raider Tower, Cirrus 161 Delta Kilos on the 2
And
mile
we'll
line.
come back clear to the right here.
Cirrus 161 Delta Kilo.
Keep an eye out too.
Clear to land, runway 2, 1 Delta Kilo.
Alright.
Because you only need the horizon, right?
Sure.
I think that's why our altitude's a little off, because I think we're inside a little too much.
Alright, clearing turns are done.
Alright, show me a steep turn to the left.
Steep turn to the left.
And so you can see your reference altitude before you start. There you go.
Okay.
You're right at 3,000.
Alright, here we go. So we're at maneuver speed here, so we're going to roll into the left. And as we come through 30, we're going to add a little back, a little rudder. And we're going for 45. Power.
5 power.
Tower, aspect 63868, we're going to be another minute. If the Archer wants to go ahead of us, that's fine.
Roger.
Tower 517 Alpha, holding short for 2, clear for takeoff. Ready for takeoff.
517 Alpha, break.
Why do we think we gained altitude there?
Hold turn up runway.
So where did you get this
Holding short.
put in power in the turn thing? Is that like a YouTube thing, or is it a tip picked up somewhere?
Mark thing.
Mark thing? Oh yeah. Watch this. Take your hand completely off the throttle. Now let's try it again. Let go, make sure we're nice and trim for 3,100 feet. That shows me Mark's understanding of aerodynamics was not so good for someone who was at where he was at. Power in a turn is going to do what?
Cirrus 1 Delta
It's going to increase our lift.
Yeah, so you're going to climb, right? So let's try this again now. 3,100 feet. Okay, so if we bump the power,
Make right traffic.
what's that going to do? It's going to make us climb, right? So just
Checkride traffic, runway
don't picture the power, look at the horizon and keep us level. That's
Okay.
what's going to make the difference. Alright, let's try that one to the left again. So we look left, clear left, now turn left. So it's all roll first, continuous roll, continuous roll, continuous roll. Now when you see the nose drop, just start adding some back pressure. There you go, there's 45, so now add some back pressure to hold that nose level on that horizon point. That's all it is. Notice now I want you to keep your hand on the throttle when we're doing this in other circumstances, but for sake of the example, I want you just to see, look at the airspeed. See how it hasn't changed?
Yep.
We don't need any power. And see how much smoother this is than trying to add power in the turn where you feel it and it's jarring? Now let's anticipate that west a little bit better. So now, not yet, but when you're about 30 degrees before, so now smoothly start to roll it out, smoothly start to roll it out. There you go. Now let's see how that one went.
63868, for takeoff runway 2.
We let the nose drop a little bit too much in the beginning.
Yep.
And
All right.
call sign again?
So let's try one together to the right. So we're looking right, clearing right, turning right.
Alright.
So remember, look straight. All roll first, roll, 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 roll. See how the nose wants to fall?
Yep.
Just gentle back pressure. Pull, 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 pull. And it takes more pull to the left, I'm sorry, to the right than it does to the left. Pull, 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 pull. Now what happens when you pull when we're steep? It wants to get steeper. See that? So you just take a little bank out, not much, and add the back pressure.
515 Victor.
And just hold this all the way around.
Clear, touch and go, 515.
Notice once we're in it, we maintain it. It's not a lot of work to keep it here.
Yep.
But we took out a little too much bank too soon, maybe with the 30. We don't want to fly at like 35 coming around because we're 30 degrees before it. We want to stay at 45 until we start to exit the maneuver. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So let's try one to the left. So we're looking left, we're clearing left, we're turning left. So now your eyes go straight over the nose. And now all roll first. Roll, 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 roll. Now see how the nose wants to fall? Add some back pressure. Pull, 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 pull. There you go. That's level on the horizon right there. Now you're just maintaining this coming all the way around. So if it starts to get too steep, you take out a little bit of bank and pull.
hold close, runway 2 at Alpha, ready for takeoff.
Log 2420 Foxtrot, Brainerd holds for traffic on final.
Great, so you see your point kind of coming up, so now opposite aileron, opposite rudder, to come right back for west. Nice and coordinated. Look how much better that one was.
Yep, that was great.
Did we change the power at all? Nope. No! So, I hope we've debunked that myth.
Indeed.
Alright, good. Let's go right to heading of north.
Cherokee traffic on a
Right
mile
to north.
final.
Look right, clear right, turn right.
Looking for traffic, 517 Alpha. Traffic inside, 517 Alpha.
517 Alpha, roger.
Alright. Using Hartford as your point. It's always good to have a visual point out the window instead of just heading to, so we can turn a little bit. But keep in mind in the turn, if your eyes are out there, look, we gained 100 feet again.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of keep that altitude in check and kind of keep the eye out on the horizon. Looking left and right, you can scan briefly, but you know, keep an eye, come back in every once in a while just to make sure things are there. 100 feet's not much. That's all you get. You don't want to be on either side of the tolerance the whole time because that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
All right, let's turn right towards Hartford.
Okay.
Hey, good morning, Brainerd Towers here. 884 Charlie Delta with you inbound LDH.
Yeah, trim, because I could feel even in that steep turn that we did, our trim was a little off.
22 miles for Charlie Delta.
Brainerd Tower, November 757,
All right.
November.
Show me a steep turn to the left.
Steep turn to the left. Alright, we're looking left. Clear left.
570 November, Brainerd
trim.
reporting 2 mile final for runway 2.
We'll report a 2 mile final from runway 2, 757 November.
517 Alpha, you clear to land runway 2.
All right, so where's the nose going? Now if we pull, what's happening with the turn?
517 Alpha, clear to land runway 2.
Just to let you know, sir, there's a lot of bird activity on final going on right now, like four birds.
A lot of birds?
Maybe 3 or 4, the big ones.
Okay.
Can 5 Victor Tango do a left downwind departure?
A left downwind departure approved.
All right, roll me right into one to the right. Right is clear.
Left downwind approved, 5 Victor Tango.
Log 20 Foxtrot, line up and wait runway 2.
Line up and wait, runway 2, 2420. Taking left on Charlie, 517 Alpha.
517 Alpha.
Keep that bank in there. 45 the whole time.
Taxi back for departure again?
Yes, sir, I'll stay with you like 3 or 4, maybe more.
Okay. Taxi back to runway 2 via Alpha and cross runway 29.
Via Alpha cross to 9,000 Alpha.
Log 20 Foxtrot, clear for takeoff.
Mr. Hartford, paying attention to my banking.
2420 Foxtrot, clear for takeoff, roger.
All right, good. That was better. You know, went to the left, lost a little altitude in the beginning. So show me one more to the left. Left is clear. All right. So just kind of think of it as smooth. So there's the city. Yep, that's Bradley guy, don't worry about it.
Yep.
So we already look left, now we clear left. Now your eyes are straight over the nose. So just all roll first. Don't forget the rudder. Now see how that nose wants to drop? So now add some gentle back pressure. Back pressure, back pressure, back pressure. And hold that. See how the nose wants to drop? Add more back pressure. As soon as you notice a change, put it in. Because by the time you react to it, if you just let it happen, look, there's 100 feet again.
Yep.
So roll out of the bank again. Let's do it again. Gotta have you a little sharp burn picking up on that. So there's New Haven now, so let's pick New Haven.
Okay.
And we'll say we're 2950. That's fine. So now we're gonna do it again. So look left first. Level. Don't turn before you look first, and say it out loud. Because if you just start into a turn, that's gonna be a bust right there. Because he's gonna be saying, "Are you looking before you turn this airplane in that direction?" Right. So level. We're gonna look left. Clear left. Now the eyes go straight. Straight, straight, straight.
Hold short of runway 2.
All right. So now we'll start our roll. So all roll first. See how the nose wants to fall. See how it's falling. Add some gentle back pressure while you continue in the bank. There you go, that brought you to 45. See how that happens? And now just add the back pressure and keep us coming all the way around. That's it. There you go. And the minute you see that nose start to change, add the back pressure. If you see the bank start to steepen up, take a little bank out and just add some back pressure. But this is perfect. There you go, good, yep. be aggressive with it. Just put it right in there if you need it. Great, now we start seeing New Haven coming up. Level. Drive traffic off the nose for no factor. There you go. You didn't lose or gain a foot. I'm being tough on you. That first one,
that's fine.
The first one with 100 would have passed.
Yep.
That was like ATP standards. You didn't lose more than like 20 feet there. That's great.
Okay.
You have 50 feet on a commercial, so that would have passed for that too. But steep turns are one of those maneuvers. If you nail it, you nail it. You know, and it's impressive to anyone who sees it if you're that good with it from the beginning. Good. All right, give me a left turn to a heading of 120.
120?
120.
Charlie over the ground for carry on.
Looking left, turn left, turn left.
Alpha, make right traffic, runway 2, clear for takeoff.
Right traffic, runway 2, clear for takeoff, 517 Alpha.
Good. See how looking all the way out there in the turn though can really throw your altitude off?
Yeah.
Keep your eyes out straight, you know? Because then you'll know if the airplane's changing off the horizon. You know, every once in a while take a glance in that direction, that's a good thing too.
Brainerd Tower, Skyhawk 737 Yankee Tango, ready for takeoff at runway 2, request a right turn on course.
737 Yankee Tango, Brainerd, right turn on course approved, the Cherokee.
All right.
Departing
Get me into the airport in Hartford.
Right close
What's that?
traffic.
Get me into the airport in Hartford and land.
Clear for takeoff, right turn on course, 737 Yankee Tango.
039. LD and visual approach in use, landing and departing runway 2. VFR departures entering Bradley Charlie airspace, advise ground control prior to taxiing with your destination at an altitude for a transport and code assignment. Voluntary noise abatement procedures are in effect. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Lima.
Lima. All right, same information.
All right.
Okay, so we want to turn toward Hartford, and we have them. So we are southwest of Hartford.
How many miles do you think?
10 miles.
Almost. Where's New Britain? We're a little more than 10, right?
Yep. So that's New Britain straight ahead?
Yep.
Okay, that's 10 miles. New Britain? Yeah, okay.
757.
So we're more like
land runway
15, 20 miles.
Yeah, what city is this over here to the right?
70 November. What's that?
What city is that over here to the
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's Meriden. There's Meriden Field right there.
Good. Yeah, this is Southington over here to your left.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's a ski mountain right there.
That little intersection there of the highways,
right here?
That's where you're going to end up doing turns around a point with him. So we'll come back there this afternoon and do that.
Okay. This 691 and 84?
You got it.
Okay. And we've got 20 minutes on fuel, so we're good there.
Okay.
517 Alpha, runway 2 right traffic, go for taxi back.
What's our altitude?
Alpha, clear to land, runway 2.
3,000.
Okay.
Land runway 2, 517 Alpha.
7 Alpha, disregard that. You'll be number 2, found traffic short final.
I'm looking for traffic, sir, 517 Alpha. Traffic and stack, so.
517 Alpha, thank you. Number 2, clear to land.
Number 2, clear to land, sir.
Cessna 7 Yankee Tango, contact Bradley departure.
Over to Bradley 7 Yankee Tango, good day.
What kind of things could you do out here if you're on the way into the airport to land? You can do the checklist as far, if you're out this far, that's fine. As far as I'm concerned, if you want to get a checklist done here,
yep,
no problem.
Right, so that's what I was turning to. I was just looking at my descent checklist. I don't really have that much altitude to lose, but so throttle, they recommend 2,500, airspeed 126. We're slower than that, but we can make sure mixture's full rich. We could switch tanks.
We could,
I guess. I'll go ahead and do that.
All right.
So 22 minutes. We've got good fuel pressure, fuel pump on, and we're going to switch from right to left. Make sure our fuel pressure is still good, and it is. Fuel pump off.
All right.
And our kind of far out to do a before landing checklist.
Yeah.
Right?
So wait till you get to your 10 miles.
Right.
Are you having to work to maintain the 3,000? Do you have any pressure in the wheel? If you just let go, just let go.
7 Zulu November, what's your
It's climbing a
destination?
little bit.
7 Zulu November is going to be
Actually,
tracking over there.
climbing a tiny bit, yeah.
7 Zulu
If you're
November,
pilot-induced
Charlie.
turbulence and oscillations,
And
you
then
can make it worse by like holding a lot of
121.
pressure on it. If you just let go in your trim well, it should pretty much hang out right where you are.
Right. Got some thermal activity.
Yeah, a few bumps.
Pushing us around.
Thank you, high pressure. That's the penalty. We get the nice visibility, but then we get the crap kicked out of us the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, this isn't bad.
Yeah.
I'll take this any day.
Yesterday afternoon was like vicious. It was like someone beating on you the whole time.
Yeah, that was choppy looking weather.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice. Probably pull the power back even just a little bit. Good. You're close enough to 10 miles.
Yep. And Brennan Tower, Cherokee 2476 Mike is 10 miles southwest with Lima inbound landing.
2476 Mike Brainerd, report a 2-mile final for runway 2.
2-mile final for runway 2, 2476 Mike.
So, leave it there. So because you made a power change, now try to hold 3,000. Or just hold this altitude even.
With information, Lima, ready for takeoff.
Anytime you make a power change, what's going to happen to your...
Well, if I reduce the power, the nose is going to want to drop.
Yeah, because you're adding...
Delta.
What are you adding by reducing the power?
Yes, 5
I was going to say we're reducing lift because we got less airflow.
Yeah, and if you were also adding drag, right?
Sure.
Yeah, Alpha Cross 29,
So I'm definitely sending, if I want to hold 3,000, I
Trooper
trim
2
up.
traffic's assessed the northbound on Alpha, and he's going to
Alright, so we can do our before landing checklist now, so we've got that
Departure at your
taken care of.
discretion, the wind 0108.
So the fuel's on the proper tank.
Discretion on the go.
Fuel pump's on.
Trooper 2.
Engine gauges are all green. Carburetor heat is off, seatbacks erect. Primer's locked, mixture set. Full rich, seatbelts are fastened. Flap set, trim tab set, control. Well, no, what am I doing? going to the wrong checklist. Flap set, has the seatbelt. Air conditioner's not installed.
And Brand Tower 76 Mike with a request.
Go ahead, sir.
Any way you can accommodate a full stop on 29 instead of 2?
Sure. Report left downwind to 29.
We're left downwind 29, 76 Mike, thank you.
Okay, so
short field landing now.
Okay, a real short field. Alright, and I'm kind of set up for the 45 for the downwind for 29 already.
Okay. At the south of the airport, 3 mile for landing with Lima.
So I want to start getting down because I want to be at pattern altitude before I enter.
793, thank you. Reporting 2-mile final for runway 2.
793, 29 final for runway 2. Thank you.
And Trooper 2, you can proceed on course.
And Trooper 2 will be continuing right on course for New Haven.
Okay.
And 517 Alpha holding short for 2.
Alright, I'm a total passenger now, so unless we're going to crash, I'm not going to say anything about flying the airplane.
Runway 2, clear for takeoff.
Like we both know I'm not good enough at silence to not say anything, but you know.
Alright. Fair enough. So we've got our before landing checklist complete. Lights are on, fuel pump's on. And we're descending to get to pattern altitude before the pattern.
Alright. What makes a short field different from a normal landing?
Really we want to minimize the float.
That's it.
Get on the brakes.
Do we want to minimize the float on a normal landing too?
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. But really the technique is not different. If we're on speed and we're configured, it's really normal in pretty much every respect.
Yep.
There's no reason that these airplanes can't be landed in less than 2,000 feet. So 2,300 feet is almost luxurious, really, when you think about it. This looks good.
Should I have carb heat in?
What's that?
Should I have carb heat on?
I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
It's not quite warm enough to say no yet.
You're never at a penalty to have it on.
Right.
To be honest. Even at full power, you know, there's like, well, there's a risk of detonation.
Aircraft Mike current Brady
Not really.
altimeter 3039er.
Alright, this looks like we're setting up okay to enter the downwind at a 45 for 29. And we're 500 feet to traffic pattern.
Good morning, Brainerd Tower, pipeline 2661. We're about 11 miles to the south, looking for clearance through the Class Delta pipeline patrol coming up the tracks.
And pipeline 2661, what's your position?
About 10 miles to the south.
Ident, please.
There's traffic pattern.
Seven Alpha, right midfield runway 2 for full subtext back.
PM?
Yes.
And 517 Alpha, roger, clear to land runway 2.
Runway 2, 7 Alpha.
Cherokee 76 Mike, could be number 2 for the airport following a Cherokee just crossing the final for 29 for runway 2.
Roger, 76 Mike.
You have insight?
Yes.
Tell me.
And I have sight 76 Mike. So this is kind of weird.
Yeah, well, give yourself a downwind, so.
Yep.
TBM 1994, Brainerd, report a 2-mile final for runway 2.
Alright, he's below us, so it shouldn't be a factor.
Okay.
And we're on the downwind here.
Did you pick pipeline 661 up yet?
661 affirmative, and how close to the airport?
And we're beaming the numbers, so we're going to go
basically come up the tracks here to
throttle
and fly the perimeter of the airport up towards Bradley, and then we would like a hand up with Bradley if you could do, please.
Okay, 661, I'm unable to bring you in at 1,000 feet. I've got a lot of traffic.
Okay, no problem.
Can you climb to 1,500?
Sure.
76 Mike, you're clear to land runway 29.
Clear to land 29, 76 Mike. Alright.
Brainerd Tower, Warrior 32793, 2.2 miles, and final 42.
32793, continue.
27993, continue.
TBM 1994, start reducing your number 3 for the airport.
Alright, reducing SP number 3, 1994.
Speed?
And Brainerd Tower, Cherokee 76 November with you.
A little fast.
12 miles to the east, inbound with Mike.
Cherokee 76 November, report the right downwind for runway 2.
Little crab in here.
And 517, correction, 517 Alpha. Taxi back to runway 2, hold short of runway 29.
I'm going to get on that center line a little better.
There you go.
2, holding short 29.
793, you're clear to land runway 2.
793, clear to land runway 2, thank you.
Oh. Power. Heard all of it.
Actually, I would like to follow flight plan with you.
Is that 517 Alpha?
Affirmative, 517 Alpha.
Left rudder, right.
517 Alpha, hold short of runway 29 and contact ground 121.6.
At 121.6.
Just come all the way back on that first.
Pipeline
Now break.
2661 to your left is a TBM at
Good job.
2000 descending.
How was that?
Turning into final.
Oh, good. Felt fast coming in.
Okay,
but I think it was just the optical illusion of the shorter runway.
Yep, we had a little speed. And 76 Mike's going back to midfield.
76 Mike, you can contact ground point 6.
0.61.
Didn't get the center line though.
That's alright, don't worry about it.
How was that though, in your estimation?
Pretty good. I mean, he did a nice job with the crosswind. Just, don't be shy about putting that in if you need it,
Yep.
517 Alpha, reporting ground, over.
Alright, we'll stop here.
Alright, fuel pump landing lights.
Yeah, Brandon ground 2476, Mike's off runway 29 at Bravo, going back to midfield.
We're at 2476, Mike, Brandon ground, roger, taxify at Bravo and Juliet to the midfield taxiway.
Bravo, Juliet to midfield with you, 76 Mike, thanks.
Okay.
And lean that back a touch. Alright, good. Nice job.
Thank you.
Was it nice enough though? What's that? Was it nice enough? What do you mean?
Up to muster for a check ride.
That would have passed.
Charlie.
Yeah, that would have passed.
Ready to get back to runway
Like National Idiots Day, that's what I hate about days like this.
Yeah.
With a minute on the blasting area.
Oh my god. This is the days I go crazy just listening to this shit. I don't know how they do it. I'd lose my mind.
Taxi via Alpha, cross runway 29er.
I'd be like, do not pass go, do not collect $200, shut your airplane down.
Alpha crossing 29er.
There was the one guy,
Runway 2, thank
I
you.
guess I was talking to Ryan, I guess he's a pretty regular flyer.
517
Working on his instrument rating, but he's got a deep speech impediment.
I would like to pick up.
What's that?
He's got a speech impediment.
Really?
So he's on the radio.
Oh, yeah, he's a CFA guy.
It's like, oh.
Oh, it's
that's
painful,
tough.
man.
That's tough.
It's painful.
God bless the guy for trying, it's...
He's gotten better, because I heard him when he started, but it's something.
Yeah.
17 Alpha, what is the name
Hard
of
for a
your
controller.
flight school organization?
ATP Flight School, sir.
Oh,
Thank you. And where is that based? Is that Groton?
That's based in Islip, sir.
they're a disaster.
Thank you.
ATP?
Oh my god. They've got the marketing geniuses, like, beyond. We're gonna make the first left here in Juliet. I mean, they make it sound like you're gonna be an airline pilot in 6 months, but the people they turn out suck.
Yeah.
Brainerd Ground, Cirrus 161 Delta Kilo.
Yeah, they seem like they get a lot of business. They sure advertise a lot.
They do.
VFR with information, Mike. We'd like to have it.
Alright, so we're making a left on Juliet here. We're clear on Juliet.
Foxtrot Romeo.
They've had several of their flight instructors interview with us to try to get jobs.
Not
Not hired one of them.
We'd like to be at 4,000.
There's no focus on the knowledge. Like, you would know more than their flight instructors, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Number 161 Delta Kilo, roger, that information is on request. Give way to the TBM taxiing inbound on hotel
I think
taxiway.
it went pretty well. Once we got past the steep turns thing, we hadn't done those in a long time, so it was kind of getting to see those. And it's interesting because, we've done them before, I know you and I, but you go back to the way you first learned it, which was, remember, adding power in that turn. Now you see, I hope, why that doesn't work.
Yeah, no, that clicked. I think that clicked very well. And you know what? I just as well, because it's one less thing to worry about.
Yep. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Steep turns and slow flight are like one of those old school airmanship maneuvers that, like, any real pilot will, that's how they're looking at somebody, because you have to manage the airplane around all three axes, pretty efficiently. And if you don't, it doesn't go as well,
Sure. The last ones I noticed, especially New Haven, because it was a little harder to see. I rolled out too late.
Just kind of, yeah, no, that went fine,
Is that what waiting with you, sir, for the squawk code?
Yes, sir. Stand by, sir. I'm 17 Alpha. Be with you in just a moment.
And I'm putting some pressure on you too. You know what I mean? Intentionally to try to make it tough.
That's fine. I just want to make sure that at the end of the day they're passable.
Oh yeah. Oh, you won't get. I'm not going to sign you off unless they're there. Trust me.
Right.
So when we go out this afternoon, we'll probably do another set of those. Now that you've gotten to see the way they need to look, it'll probably be a lot easier for you to figure that out. That'll be no big deal. Let's see.
Is this flying again? I think this is flying again.
Is it? Someone bringing it up now?
I think so.
517 Alpha, I have the information when you're ready to copy.
I'm ready, sir.
517 Alpha, departure frequency will be 123.905 and squawk 5362.
Departure frequency 123.905, squawk 53.
Yep, you're right. So we'll put this up on the line, that's fine.
517 Alpha readback is correct. Contact tower 119.6 when ready for departure.
Gonna contact you, tower.
I can't believe that guy's on a solo cross country. That's like someone that shouldn't even be soloing, period.
Ready to copy 1
on the
We're gonna park right next to the 150, yep.
Departure frequency will be 123.905.
Pretty little plane.
Yeah, a little 150.
Yeah,
6
they're nice.
7 for advisories to Farmingdale.
Like it's well maintained.
1239 or 5.
Yeah, they do a nice job with it, looks like.
Transponder code 1 Delta Kilo, thanks. That is correct, 1 Delta Kilo.
Good, come straight. And now start coming right. Good.
Alright, stopping engine, flaps retracted, throttle is up at 1800. Fuel pumps off, external lights, avionics will get 3Ms.
What did we forget? Use the checklist.
That's what I was just doing.
What did we forget? Why are we able to hear you?
Oh, avionics.
Oh.
Good. Good. Remember, the flight ain't over until you tie it down.
Yeah, you know what? You usually, it's a bad habit because you usually hit the avionics for me.
Yep,
I'm not used to
that's
it.
why I'm sitting there not doing anything. Like, oh, I'm extra than the other.
Bad habit.
Good.
All right.